I truly believe that the fallout about Netflix acquiring WBD is unnecessary and also hypocritical. So today, what I like to do is I would like to prove to you why Netflix is more important to Hollywood than the theaters themselves, and why those who are complaining needs to shut the hell up. So you know what that means? Things are about to get a little bit spicy, baby. All here today on the 4KO. Let's take a look at some of these complaints so we can have a better understanding on what we are dealing with. This is coming from comicbookmovie.com, my preferred site to get my news from. So shout out to them for continuing to bring the noise. It is titled, former Warner Brothers CEO Jason Kilar criticizes Netflix's acquisition of the company. Quote, if I was tasked with doing so, I could not think of a more effective way to reduce competition in Hollywood than selling WBD to Netflix. Next up, we have James Cameron, the legend. This is coming from IndieWire. James Cameron takes aim at Netflix, says takeover of Warner Brothers will be a disaster. Then we have David Ellison, who continues to complain because he cannot take his L. This is also coming from comicbookmovie.com. It is titled, Paramount accuses Warner Brothers of potentially unfair and myopic process meant to benefit a single bidder. Man, just move on. This is coming from NBC Boston, anti-monopoly nightmare. Senator Warren blasts Netflix Warner Brothers deal. So this thing is going political. This is coming from cosmicbooknews.com. Shout out to him for continuing to bring the noise. It is titled, Hollywood braces for war as insiders say Trump could stop Netflix WBD deal. Exclusive. And this is something extra I came across as I was doing this. It is titled, Senator Roger Marshall blasts proposed plan for Netflix to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. And that is coming from AOL.com. As you can see, many people definitely has a problem with Netflix acquiring Warner Brothers Discovery, even that of senators. That's right, this thing is getting political. However, I do not see any of them having a problem with major movie studios taking money from Netflix in order to save themselves. I Googled, Netflix paid for Madam Web, and here's what comes up. Yes, Netflix paid Sony Pictures for the streaming rights to movies like Madam Web as part of a big deal where Netflix gets exclusive streaming for Sony's films after their theatrical run, of course. All right, here's a key detail. The Sony Netflix deal, Netflix reportedly paid over $1 billion for an 18-month exclusive streaming window for Sony movies released between 2022 to 2026. Okay, so Netflix money is good when it's going in your pocket, but their money is not good when they're trying to get a seat at the table. That is discrimination, ladies and gentlemen. Just because Netflix is a streaming platform, it doesn't mean that they do not have the right to own that of Warner Brothers Discovery. And one more thing. I thought that Netflix was only buying WBD. How is it that they're saying that this is going to ruin theatrical runs in general? I didn't know that Netflix was buying Disney, Paramount, Universal. I didn't know that they were buying the entirety of Hollywood. So just because Netflix owns that of Warner Brothers Discovery, everybody else is going to follow suit to what they're doing? And if they are, goes to show you that maybe they are doing something right. Okay, oh yeah, I forgot. Netflix is the streaming king and everybody else followed them. Okay, as I told you before, these people have the game plan, ladies and gentlemen, and I feel that this is a bunch of jealousy. That's right. These people are intentionally trying to mislead the uneducated. We all know that all of these movies, including films like The Flash, Black Adam, all of these movies made money for the studio from that of Netflix. So even when a movie flops, right, Netflix has made it possible for actors and producers and writers to get further residuals. And here it is. You want to discriminate against them. That is not fair. That is not fair. See, if you're uneducated, you would not know that. You would not know that out of this $1 billion deal that Netflix made with Sony, a lot of that will go to people for residuals. I bet you did not know that. So here it is. Netflix finally gets them a studio and everybody hates it without realizing that Netflix will open more opportunities for films. Not saying being exclusive to the streaming service, but I'm saying being exclusive to everybody. They're not going to do away with the theatrical run all because they own a streaming service. No, they're going to give you original IP for that streaming service, and they're also going to give you original IP for theatrical runs. I don't know why this is so hard for people to comprehend. I feel like a lot of them are just upset that Netflix has won, especially David Ellison. That man is running to Donald Trump right now, asking him to block this deal. Straight up. Because he refused to take his L. See, I feel that many people, they are trying to put forth this effort to make you feel guilty for theaters, right? Theaters not making money. Theaters are about to go out of business. They want you to feel for movie theaters. But you have to understand this. Movie theaters doesn't feel for us when it comes down to our pockets. Okay, and I'm not saying that this deal is going to kill theatrical runs, but I am saying I would not be surprised if the movie-going experience evolve as it has done over time. How long Tinseltown has been around? What, 150 years or something? It all evolves. Entertainment, it does not stand still. The way the world moves is the way that they're going to take. That's the direction that they're going to lean in. So while you're blasting streaming, you need to understand that there is a market. Okay, I went over this in one of my videos. More than 1 billion people are subscribed to streaming services around the world. Netflix being number 1, and I believe Disney Plus was like number 5 or something. But that tells you that there's a consumer market for streaming. Netflix understands that. And they also understand that there's a consumer market, I don't know why I'm messing up here, for theatrical runs. Okay? So, as it stands right now, there's no need to hate on this. As I said earlier in my video, if Netflix money is good to bail studios out, Netflix money is good to play in the same sandbox with those studios. Don't get it twisted. All right. All of them uses Netflix to regain some losses. So with that being said, people just need to shut the hell up. All right. Warner Brothers Discovery would not be in this position if they were actually doing good. I bet you can't name another studio that has been sold 3 times in less than a decade. That ain't happening for Disney. It's not happening for Paramount. It's not happening for Universal. Okay, there's a reason why the studio has failed to this level, and it's because they were not financially successful over the last few years. All right, anyone could have bought them. Anybody. I could have bought them if I had $100 billion. It's fair game. All right, that's capitalism. And here it is. A lot of people are against it. All of a sudden, I forgot. Some of these folks, they live in a different reality. Make sure you hype, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you like And always remember, laissez la bon temps rouler. That means let the good times roll. But in the comments below, let me know, how do you feel about these people complaining? And also, do you agree with me when I say, listen, it is a consumer's market and you have to do what the consumer wants you to do?